Good morning. My name is John Burgess, and in addition to my role as president and co-founder of Mainstream Technologies, I have the honor of serving as the 2021 board chair for the Little Rock Regional Chamber of Commerce. On behalf of our entire board and over 2,000 member businesses, I am thrilled to be here today to celebrate this important investment that Arkansas Federal Credit Union has made in Little Rock. In 2021, our community experienced a second straight record-breaking year for economic development in Metro Little Rock, with companies committing to add over 3,800 new jobs and $600 million in capital investment. The growth we are seeing is testament to the strong workforce and competitive business environment that Little Rock has always prided itself on. I'll let others give you the details about this new corporate headquarters location, but Rodney, to you and your team, congratulations on this exciting announcement. We hope all of you will join us back here on April 21st, 2022, when the Chamber, in partnership with Arkansas Federal, will host our Business After Hours series at this beautiful new building. Looking forward to getting back to in-person Business After Hours events personally. It is now my pleasure to introduce our partner in economic development, a tireless champion for business growth in the city of Little Rock, Mayor Frank Scott Jr.
Thank you, Johnny. It is indeed a pleasure to be a strategic partner with the Little Rock Regional Chamber of Commerce. As Johnny has shared, not only just in 2021 has it been a historic year as it relates to jobs growth. Since 2019, we've seen 7,162 new jobs come to the city of Little Rock. Whether that's Amazon, the last mile delivery service in Southwest Little Rock, Amazon's fulfillment center located now in the Little Rock Port Authority, which represent close to 4,000 new jobs just with them alone, to HMS Manufacturing, which is a woman-led manufacturing firm in the Little Rock Port Authority, to Alleviant Health. I think everyone loves in West Little Rock now, there's Costco. And also Trader Joe's, and oh, by the way, we're looking to try to bring IKEA here. And so, because we're getting tired of people going to Memphis and Dallas for things like that, and so we understand that destination retail is also true economic development as well, because we are able to keep our sales tax dollars right here in the city. And at the end of the day, it's about quality of life and place enhancements. It's also about the focus on what our true mission is to unite, grow, and transform. And when you think about those three pillars, it helps you think about Rodney. Rodney's been with Arkansas Federal Credit Union now for close to 7 to 8 years. And you've seen so much growth to now about $1.7 billion. And seeing what's happening right now with Arkansas Federal Credit Union. As a former banker, you know, AFCU was always a competitor. I'm glad to be on this side. We don't have to compete anymore. We're working together. But from that standpoint, today is a great day because every mayor loves not only to have more jobs to talk about, more jobs to work on, but more headquarters. When you have a headquarters, that means not only do you have jobs, you have the ability to have careers and long-standing careers for our families here in Little Rock, but as well as Central Arkansas. And we truly focus on regionalism because what's good for Little Rock, it's good for Jacksonville, it's good for Sherwood, it's good for North Little Rock, Bryan, Benton, Conway, all in between. And so we're so happy to have that type of unity, growth, and transformative leadership from Rodney. On behalf of the city of Little Rock, we say thank you for your job, because it's truly a ministry of how you're taking care of families as well as our community. We thank you for the ability to be true economic developers by providing capital to not only our businesses, but also to families. So thank you on behalf of the city of Little Rock, and now I want to take this time to introduce our friend, Rodney.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Rodney Shomar, and I'm blessed to be the president and CEO of Arkansas Federal Credit Union. Thank you all for joining us today to celebrate the opening of our 19th branch location, our 4th here in Little Rock, and the grand opening of our new corporate headquarters. I want to start off with a few thank yous and some introductions. Mayor Scott, thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to join us today. And John, thank you for being here representing the Chamber of Commerce. We really appreciate you both for being here. If you'll indulge me for a minute, go a little bit off script, I'd like to introduce my parents who are here today. Don and Mary Alice Shomar. Also, my wife and son, Shelley and Brandon Shomar. Without each of these people, I'm not standing here today as your CEO. I'd like to introduce our volunteer officials who are with us here today. Our board chairman, Jerry Spratt, Board members Gary White and Phil Boudreau, and our Supervisory Committee Chairperson, Paula Kennard. Now our executive team. Our Chief Lending Officer, Terry Vick. You got to stand up so we can see you. Chief Marketing Officer, Valerie Ertman. Chief Retail Officer, Jad Malik. Chief Information Officer, Nicole Matsoukas. Chief Human Resource Officer, Heather Savage. Eric Mangum rounds out the executive team. He's our Chief Financial Officer, but he's out of town today speaking at a conference and couldn't join us. And none of this happens without our building and construction partners. Jesse Peterson with Williams and Dean Architects, and Chris Serrato with Evo Arkansas. Thank you all. And a special thank you to our construction company, Hydeco Construction. Roger Marlin, Jeremy Hyde, and Clay Brumman. You gentlemen, please stand. These gentlemen have been with us every step of the way over the previous 2 years, have transformed this building into the beautiful and amazing building you see today. Gentlemen, I truly appreciate all the work each of you personally put into this project, and I can honestly say that I'm going to miss our Tuesday morning meetings that we've had every week for the past 100 plus weeks. Thank you very much. Now the people who are the real difference makers at Arkansas Federal. I'd like to introduce our retail team for our new branch. Dana Montgomery is our Vice President of Retail and oversees half of our 19 branch network. Dana, go ahead and stand up. And when I call the rest of y'all's name, I need y'all to stand up as well. And stay standing. And stay standing. Nathan Davenport is our branch manager. Our senior FSR is Ariel Wilson. Blake Crosby is our FSR. CJ and Hannah are our tellers. Behind them, Steve Brown is our mortgage loan originator. Yes. We do mortgages, and Steve will be happy to talk to you about that. And Roan Ashmore is our senior commercial loan officer. Yes, we do commercial and small business loans and accounts as well. Ron's happy to talk to you about that. Nathan, if you and your team would just remain standing for a minute. I want to say something about not only what you and your team do, but why you do it. I'd like to read a portion of an actual letter we recently received from one of our members. She writes, "Thank you so much for helping my husband and I consolidate our credit card debt. It will allow us to save on our monthly payments so we can make plans to start our own business. That has always been a dream of ours, and with your help, we are now confident that our dream is within reach. You are truly a godsend and have been the answer to our prayers." That last sentence stayed with me for a bit. You are truly a godsend and have been an answer to our prayers. While not everyone is in dire straits, what we realize is that sometimes bad things happen to good people. Each night, somewhere in our city, somewhere in our state, someone like this member kneels down to say their nightly prayers. As they thank God for his many blessings, they reach out and ask God for guidance, for direction. For they carry a heavy load, and they bear a great financial burden. They ask God for an answer to their prayers. These people right here, ladies and gentlemen, are the answer to those prayers, sent by God to be the difference in our members' lives. They show up to work every day, not for the applause, but for the cause. To be the difference in someone's life is a common purpose that binds all 370 of our employees into one team. And when we go home each night, we all understand one thing. Someone's life changed today because we came to work. And we helped make the world a better place. And we can't wait to come back to work tomorrow and do it all over again. Nathan, thank you and your team for making a difference. Okay, young friend. Thank you. This headquarters has been a dream of ours for quite some time. We outgrew our former headquarters several years ago. Most recently, we were separated into 3 different buildings at our Jacksonville campus. For the previous 2 years, A lot of hard work has been completed by a lot of people to get to this day. With our headquarters moved to Little Rock, we've become the second largest financial institution headquartered in the capital city. And if you're old enough to remember the Avis car rental commercial, when you're not the biggest, you have to try harder. We're number 2 for now, so we try harder. During the process of gathering up, cleaning out, packing, decluttering for our move to the new headquarters, I came across an old ledger book and a history of our credit union. I was reminded of the story of our founding. You see, Arkansas Federal Credit Union was founded as Little Rock Air Force Base Federal Credit Union in March 1956 by 7 airmen who were frustrated with and disappointed in the banking options that were available to our brave defenders of freedom. So they pulled their money, started a credit union, something different than the local bank, something owned and operated by the customers who used it, something whose sole purpose was to serve the customer. As a member-owned financial cooperative, we have the luxury and simplicity of answering to just one constituency. Our owners and our customers are the same person. That makes our decision process very easy. Just do the right thing for our members. The vision of those 7 founding airmen, their commitment to excellence, their obligation to make a difference one member at a time, executed excellently over 65 years, is what brings us here today. That first headquarters in 1956, housed in a small room in the basement of the base barracks, less than half the size of the room we're in today, was home to 7 members, 1 employee, with total assets of $579.79. That ledger book that I mentioned earlier showed an initial net income of negative $47.96 because we had to purchase stationery and supplies before we could make our first loan. Today, our credit union is 130,000 members strong, at one time populating all 50 states and 22 foreign countries, boasting 370 proud employees with $1.7 billion in assets. We are the number 1 auto lender in the state. We are the 9th largest mortgage lender in the state. Indeed, those 7 airmen will be proud of what they started 65 years ago. Thank you again for joining us to celebrate our new headquarters and branch grand opening. If you'll now please join me outside for the ribbon cutting, then afterwards, return here and enjoy some refreshments. And I wouldn't be upholding my marketing background if I didn't encourage you to go visit Nathan, let him show you around the branch, visit with him and his team, find out about our account and loan options, and see if we can make a difference for you too. Thank you all for coming today.